Your habanero harvest starts with the nursery. Let me show you the right way to sow and grow habanero seedlings from seeds. Hello, this is Latif Abdulsalam, your go-to guy for poultry and general farming tips. In this video, I'll show you how to grow a healthy habanero seedlings to transplant to your main field. This is our nursery ground. So you can see the nursery beds. You can see them. This is where we are going to nurse our habanero seedlings, our habanero seeds. So, and when we grow them, normally habanero takes 4 to 6 weeks to grow from seed to seedlings, which you can transplant to the field. Now, these nursery beds you are looking at, you can see the way we make them very small. This is for easier management. When you want to prepare your nursery beds, it's recommended that you make it 1 meter wide. From here to here is 1 meter. If you want to know, you don't need to find a tape or a meter rule or anything. So this is just what you do. When you stretch your leg like this is a meter. This is a way to measure on the farm. So this is 1 meter, and the length, you can just make it maybe 3, you can make it 3 meter, you can make it 1 meter, you can make it 1.5. But the essence is from the width, you have to maintain a meter. Why are we saying so? So that if you stay at one end, when you want to weed, you understand, definitely during the growing phase, you are going to weed, remove unwanted plant from your bed. And you can easily, your hand can reach from one end to another. So that makes the job easier for you, the management. After and the bed, you raise them. Once you raise them, let's say like 30 centimeter high, it's okay. If you look at the beds, you can see them. They are, and the size of 30 centimeter, a foot is usually 30 centimeter high. So that is the size of a foot. So once you raise it like this, and you can see the size of these hips, you can see that it's exactly 30 centimeter. So that's okay for the height of your seed bed. Now, before you plant, in order to make sure that you don't waste your habanero seeds, so you must plant, because if you plant, the recommended size is just 2 to 3 centimeter apart. And how do you know that? Your finger. That's why I make farm work easy for you. So everything that is available within you is what you use for measurement. Your finger, an average finger is 8, your index finger is 8 centimeter, 8 to 9 centimeter averagely. So meaning that a line in your finger is 2.5 centimeter. So you can use that to measure the distance between your seeds. You are going to see it when I start planting. The distance between each seed, 2 to 3 centimeter, and these lines that we draw. So you make it 3 centimeter apart. You understand? Just 3 centimeter, just draw the lines very close to one another. The reason why we are not using broadcasting method to plant our seeds is that if you use broadcasting is usually used for seeds that are smaller than habanero pepper. Let's say like your amaranthus. If you have seen amaranthus seeds, we call it efotete. So that efotete, the seeds are usually smaller. Then you can use broadcasting method. In subsequent video, when we want to plant amaranthus, I'm going to show you the way broadcasting is done. You understand? Now, let's get into the planting. So once you pick your seeds, and then you start dropping them line by line. You start dropping them line by line. You make sure that you don't waste those seeds, so that when you want to transplant, you so we are planting those seeds without wastage, so 2 to 3 centimeter apart. So once you are done with the planting, it now remains fertilizing. What do I mean? We are making use of our poultry manure as organic fertilizer that we are applying here. So you have to cover these seeds with fine soil, and we are doing that with our organic fertilizer. We are going to bring it over here, and we put it to cover the seeds, so that there won't be birds picking our seeds. You understand? To avoid birds picking it up. We have our decayed manure, and then we spread across. So you shouldn't make the mistake of using fresh manure. That can lead to overeating. So soil, the soil may get overheat during the process of decomposition of the manure, and that may lead to poor or no germination of your seeds. You understand? So poor or no germination. So you shouldn't make that mistake. So once we cover our seeds with poultry manure like this, we are going to wet, and then we cover with polythene nylon. Why? Because we are in rainy season, and rain, during rainy season, the soil temperature usually gets low. So in order to improve the situation, we are going to cover it with nylon after wetting. Once we finish the wetting, we cover it with nylon, and then we let it, we'll be checking it every morning. So by 5 to 7 days, so we should have our germination. The seeds should start germinating, and then we remove all the nylons immediately. You shouldn't delay till the following day, because the seed may die, the heat may get too much. The essence is to aid the time of germination. We want to fast track the time of germination and ensure we have uniform growth. You understand? So that we do. Let's do the wetting. After the wetting, then we do the rest of the nursery beds, and then we cover with nylon. If you just wet, the wetting should not be, you shouldn't make it waterlogged. You understand? So just little wetting. So that's all for our first bed. We move to the next bed. Also, before I go, so there is one thing you need to take note to before you make your lines. When you make a nursery bed like this, you have to make sure that you break all the soil clods. This compacted soil is what we call clod. You can see them. These are them. You use your cutlass or your rake to break all the clods. You understand? So that you can provide good conditions for germination of your habanero seeds. Where is that cutlass? So, can I have the cutlass? Okay. So here is it. We break all the clods. So you have to break it. So these are polythene nylon. So we are going to use it to cover in order to generate the required temperature, to generate heat, so that we raise the soil temperature. For habanero, the required temperature for germination of seeds is 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. And that is average, room temperature is 27. So once you have room temperature, then your habanero seed is a good to go. So you make sure that you cover the whole of the thing. So once you cover like this, you can carry soil clods or stones to cover in case there is a rainfall. So once you have that, so you can put it this way. So after 5 days, we are going to remove this thing. So because in 5 days, so we should have 5 to 7 days in a week, we should have our first germination, and then we do. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, Passionate Agri Academy, don't forget to do so. And if you have any question that is bothering you regarding habanero farming, or you want to source any farm input, just check the description of our channel to get our contact line. You can give us a call, you can call our WhatsApp line, so we are always ready to serve you. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.